and welcome to my last Enekjaer cast video where I create the Jensen family. And it will probably be not the absolute last cast video for Enekjaer because I really want to make more families from time to time that move into Enekjaer. But for now, these are all of the starter families that I have in my save file. And I begin the video with Arne Jensen. He is around 40 years old and has 2 children, and he's divorced from his wife. His traits are angular, charismatic, good sense of humor, handy and rebellious. He owns the local bar and he enjoys chatting with the villagers, so he has a good relationship with kind of everyone in the village. He is deeply attached to Enekjaer and loves the community life. In his free time, he enjoys fishing with his son August. His wife Alma also grew up in Enekjaer, but always dreamed of moving to the city. And she left him after years of begging him to come with her to the city. This was a hard blow for Arne, but he could never imagine living outside of the village. As a single father, he manages well, and since his sister Wilma returned to Enekjaer, Arne's daughter now has a female role model in her life. So for his clothes, I just gave him some more laid back and like cool clothes, so he's a very chill and friendly guy. He also has long hair to like show that he's more chill. I don't know how to describe his, but I think he looks like a very friendly, cool guy. And for his children, as always, I use the genetic tool. So I just randomized a sim to mimic a wife, a potential Alma, and then made August and Freya. So I started with August. He's a young adult, around 19 years old. His traits are a angular, athletic, friendly, a loner, and he loves the outdoors. So August is a quiet and reserved young man. Since leaving school, he helps his father at the bar as a cook, and he's unsure about what he wants to do with his life, but just like his father, he can't imagine living outside of Enekjaer. His greatest wish is to have a family and be a good father to his children. However, for that, he first needs to find a woman. Unfortunately, there aren't many options in Enekjaer. He once tried his luck with a Mette, but she wasn't interested in the simple and shy August. And now the question is if August will have to leave the village to find the right woman, or will he become the village's eternal bachelor? So if you have seen my last cast videos, or if you have looked into my Dahl Legacy challenge, you will have seen that there are really not that many fitting women for him in town. And also, even if he decides to go with a guy, there are also not really any options except maybe Mette's brother Magnus. And for women, Mette would have been a choice for him, but as I said, they are not really fitting well for each other. And now for a little spoiler maybe, in my Legacy challenge, actually Mette now started dating August's father Arne, so she's off the market as well. So the only real option he still has is maybe Nora when she will turn into a young adult, because she's only 4 years younger than him. So maybe they could be a good fit, because Nora is also more of a timid person, so I will see how story progression will play out. But to be honest, I think August turned out really good looking, so I hope he will give his genes on to his children, so I will have good looking Sims in Enekjaer for my future legacy children to get married to, so that would be nice. And maybe if it's not going to work out with any of the females in Enekjaer, I also have the option to maybe take him out of the world for a while and get him back with actually a wife he got to know in the city. So that's also something I would consider, to change out the villages from time to time. So like it seems that they moved away and maybe moved back, like Arne's sister Vilma did it. So that's just something I will have to think about. And now we get to Freya Jensen. She's August's younger sister and she's only 8 years old. She's artistic, a bookworm, and friendly. Freya spends most of her time painting. Since there aren't many other children her age in Enekjaer, she doesn't have much else to do. She misses her mother, but she's also angry at her for leaving her behind in Enekjaer. Freya hopes that one day she can make money from her art and use it to afford a life in the city and leave the boring life in the village behind. But for now, as long as she's still in school, she has to spend her days in the lonely village. So, as I just said, there are not many other children her age in town, and the only child is actually Noah, and Matilda is also going to age up very soon, so maybe she can make a friend with Matilda. And Noah, I don't know, Noah has some not so nice traits, so I don't think they would become really good friends, but she also would be able to maybe later get married to Noah, but I will let story progression decide that. And also with her, maybe if she becomes a young adult and still hasn't made that many connections, and maybe a few days in her young adulthood, if she hasn't really found any potential boy or girlfriend, I would consider sending her to the city, like getting her out of my save file as well. But again, I have to see how the story works out with her. But this is the Jensen family for now. They're very nice and friendly family. And except for their father Arne, they're just really more of a family that keep to themselves. So August and Freya do not really have that many friends, and they really kind of like to spend their time alone. August more, but Freya really has to spend her time alone because there are not that many options. But I'm excited to see how their story plays out. For now, neither Freya nor August have made that like exciting changes with story progression, because I have the notices on, so I see what's going on in town, and with those two there isn't really a lot happening. And I don't know how they will feel about Arne dating Mette in the save file, so I don't know how this is going. So maybe he even will marry Mette and have some more children with her. So I will see how this is going. And yeah, they live in a nice little house in town in the same street that the Holm family lives in. And with that, I'm done with the Jensen family. And thank you a lot for watching, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye!